All right. Welcome back to No Filter MMA. This, of course, is your boy BJ. And of course, you see him over there to my side, my guy, the CEO of Throwing Hands Podcast, my boy Jacob Janowski. And we are coming off of listen, this is what I was thinking in my head, Jake. I'm like, I try. I'm around a lot of casual people. You know what I'm saying? Like at work because they know I have a
I feel
podcast
that.
stuff. Yeah, bro. And they only talk about the big pay per views. They know about the
The
pay per
numbered
views.
cards.
Yes, they know about
Or like
those,
a
but they don't
Holloway
know
versus
about
Allen
anything
type
else.
main event.
Right. But I'm like, man, listen, this is what you got. The meat like this is what you guys are missing. You know what I'm saying? This is the type of stuff you guys are missing. And I'm gonna be honest, Jacob, I didn't feel one way or another about this card going into it. I felt like it would be a good card, just like any other fight night. But man,
Yeah,
this card right here, there was a lot of beat downs on this card, bro.
yeah. Result wise, it was a entertaining card. No
Yeah.
question about it. Name value. Not
Right,
much. I
this
think you
card
would
right
agree
here,
with
there
me
was a
on
lot of
that.
yeah, man. Yeah. And a lot of people put their names, a lot of these fighters put their names in people's head on this card too. Yeah, I mean,
Hmm.
like some people
Yeah,
proved a lot of shit. Like Joaquin Buckley proved that, you know what I'm saying? Like new weight class, new me. Fucking Chase Hooper, new weight class, new me.
yeah.
Like I'm. What's up? Sink.
Totally
Sink is
agree.
in the building. Jacob. So, what are your biggest takeaways from last night, bro? I'm getting the card pulled up here.
Uh,
What are your
honestly,
biggest
I only watched the
takeaways?
main. Yeah, honestly, I only watched the main card. Um, I was at mass for most of the prelims, but um, what I took away is I will say I think Slava Claus is really good, and then Cole Cape's just finally getting her feet back under her. Kosi, I was high on him, but now I'm not really as high on him anymore after the loss. I was high on Kosi, but
Yeah.
Chase Hooper, lightweight's his weight class. I think he could build out his frame a little bit more, but all things considered, he did look pretty good. Um, but if we go to the main card, banger after banger after banger, there was only, there were 3 finishes out of 5 fights on the main card, but uh, I think we just got to go fight by fight on the main card, BJ.
Yeah, man. My honorable mentions, you know what I'm saying? Like, let me see here. Hold on, Jacob. My honorable mentions, and everybody who subscribed to this channel, you guys know that when it comes to talking about the women's fights, I'm gonna do that, you know what I'm saying? But I'm here with Jacob, and we're gonna talk about the big fights as a whole as a card. But shout out to Yansha. I mean, not Yansha now. Shout out to Natalia Silva. A lot of my subscribers are like, BJ, you got to start paying attention to Natalia Silva. Okay, I get it. Shout out to Natalia Silva. You know what I'm saying? She came in here and showed me something last night. Like, I get it. She don't have to fucking show me anything, but Diego Ferreira looked good last night. You know what I'm saying? So, we're gonna talk more about these fights, but the main card, Jacob, the main card was so good, dude. Like, it was
It was
amazing,
pretty
bro.
good.
Like, and Chase Hooper, let me tell you about Chase Hooper. Like, I knew Chase Hooper looked different when I was watching the weigh-ins. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I
Yeah, he
was
did.
watching the weigh-ins, I said, and I didn't even know Chase Hooper was going up in weight, bro. I didn't even know he was, but I was like, man, Chase Hooper looks more like a man. You know what I'm saying? Like, he
Yeah, I
looks
mean,
older. He looks more. Go ahead.
he's only a year older than I am, so it's like he's just getting into that man body. You know, so it's like
Yeah.
he didn't look drained this time on the scale.
Mm-mm. No, he didn't. He didn't look drained, bro. He looked thicker. He looked bigger. He looked stronger because at 145, it looked like he looked kind of weak to me at 145. Like, was that just me or like he just
No,
looked
and I mean
frail and
when you're
weak?
six, yeah, when you're 6'2", cutting down to the 145 weight class, I mean, I don't think you can really expect um, that weight cut to be
Fullness.
favorable.
Okay. Yeah. And then now, then now it's coming out that he said he was walking around at like 185, bro. 185.
Yeah, that's
Dude,
crazy.
he was cutting a lot of weight, dude. He was cutting a lot of weight. So this is definitely a good move for him, man. And I'm proud. I'm excited. We've seen, not only to talk about the weight, we saw a much better improve. You know, I know you got to go back and watch it, but much improved fucking skill set from Chase Hooper. But let's talk about the first fight on the main card. Carlos Diego Ferreira versus Michael Johnson, man. I mean, listen, to me, they both look good, but Michael Johnson was sharp, man. And Michael Johnson arguably has the worst luck in the UFC, bro. Like, arguably the worst luck, bro. Like, I mean, what happened?
I don't know what happened. I mean, Fajeda was on a 3-fight skid. I mean, the people he lost to were Beneil Dariush, Gregor Gillespie, and Mateusz Gamrot.
Yep.
So you can't really blame him for losing any of those fights. And the only other opponent he's lost to in the UFC is Dustin Poirier. So, I mean, he just unloaded that overhand right and put him to sleep, man. I was
put him to
impressed.
sleep, bro. Like, he didn't just knock Michael Johnson down, dude. He stiffened him up. Man. But he got cracked, man. Like, Michael Johnson was pouring the venom, the volume. He was pouring it on Carlos Diego Ferreira and landing great shots on him, man. And then I can't even say Michael Johnson went wrong in the fight, bro. I can't even say that. The only thing I can say is that he got caught.
Got caught.
Yeah, like totally got caught, bro.
That's all you can say.
That's all you can say, man. So I hate that, but it's a good win for Carlos Diego Ferreira. He looked good. Main card, opening up, knockout. Can't be mad about that. Another one for Joaquin Buckley, another the highlight. He's the real highlight king, you know what I'm saying, right now. Goes down a weight class. You know, I heard him talk about this on the podcast with Joe Rogan, and I've heard him talk about it with other people, but now we finally got to see him at form at 170 pounds, man. And what do you think about it? What do you think about his performance and the way he looked, man? I thought he looked great.
He still gets caught a lot. You know,
noticed that too.
Him going down to 170 was smart for him due to the fact that he's not, he's not taking punches from 185 guys anymore on the chin. He's taking them from guys that are down to 170. So I think that was a smart move for him. I mean, I think he was fighting well against Chris Curtis that night. He just got caught. But when you talk about his skill set, he's quick, explosive. If he could just maintain takedowns and just keep him on the ground, I could see him becoming a real force in that division. It's just interesting to see I'm just interested to see how he'll handle the power, because he got knocked to the shadow realm like by Kevin Holland when they fought at 185. How's he gonna handle? I mean, Fialio punches really hard, but just when he gets to the upper echelon of that division, how is he gonna handle the power? That's just my question.
It's a good question, Jacob. And I guess the only thing we can do is just see what he does, man. But to me, what's not super clear about Joaquin Buckley at 170, it's his path. You know what I'm saying? Because once you start mixing it up with those guys, even the guys floating outside of the rankings, when you start mixing it up with those guys that are in the rankings at welterweight, like you're getting in there with some high level people. Like the top 10 at welterweight to me is kind of underrated. You know what I'm saying? If you look at that top 10, like all of those guys are fucking dangerous. And there's a lot of welterweight fights about to go down this summer as well. So, my question, I guess, is where does Joaquin Buckley fit at? I mean, I guess maybe because I'm so used to seeing him at 185 and asking those questions about what can he do at 185, but at 170, it's just kind of like the waters are still kind of murky for Joaquin Buckley for me, because I don't see him. It's like every fight I watch him fight, it's like I always feel like he's on the verge of losing. Is that bad to say?
I don't think it's bad to say. I think he just gets caught all the time.
Yeah,
he can take it at 170, but I'm just, like I said, the upper echelon of that division, I'm concerned about the power. Like if he goes up against someone like Jeff Neal.
Bingo. Perfect example, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, perfect example.
Like he's going to get hit. and it's not he's not going to stay on his feet. So that's just what I think. So I don't
Yeah.
really see him. Uh, he needs to work on head movement. I think that's his biggest thing. If he can work on head movement, I think he can be a big problem in that division. But he looked great. He looked explosive. The weight cut didn't really hurt him. It seemed like so. He looked great.
Yeah, he looks trimmer. I think 2023 seems like the year of people finding, people finding out more about themselves, especially fighters, because you got Joaquin Buckley going down in weight. You got Chase Hooper going up in weight. You got Jillian Robertson going down in weight. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of people finding their true home. You know what I'm saying? And when these fighters are switching these weight classes, man, they actually look better at these new weight classes. You know what I'm saying? Because all three of the people that I just named, in a lot of different ways, look better at the new weight class. Physically, they all three of them look better physically, and skill set wise, they look like they had something to prove.
Mm-hmm.
Can't be mad
I
at
think
it.
I think a good next step for Buckley would be Alex Morono. I think that's a pretty solid
Oh,
next
dude,
step
but
for him.
you can't be getting in there getting caught by Alex Morono, though, bro. I mean,
No, his fight IQ is off the Morono's fight IQ is off the charts.
yeah.
So that's the concern I'd have for Buckley going in there. But I think that's a really solid next step for him. So that's the fight I'd like to see made next.
Yeah, I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. Good prediction there. So, all right. So first women's fight on the main card, Emily Ducote. Emily Ducote versus Lupe Godinez. This was a good win for Lupe, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because a lot of people may not be super familiar with Emily Ducote, but Emily Ducote she's a fucking veteran. Like Emily Ducote, this is like she's fought across three of the big promotions. She's now in the UFC. She fought for the belt, the flyweight belt at Bellator, and she won the belt at Invicta. So, 3 out of 7 big MMA promotions, Emily Ducote has been in all 3 of them. You know what I'm saying? And has wins in all 3 of them. You know what I'm saying? But Lupe, man, these young fighters, man, these young hungry fighters, man, they're fucking coming in and they're wiping out these veterans who aren't pulling the trigger, man. And that's exactly what we saw. For me, I in my head, I thought Emily Ducote would win just because she's fought Alimale McFarlane, you know what I'm saying? Like she's fought girls at Bellator, high level girls, and got outclassed on the feet by Lupe Godinez, man. I'm like, on the feet, Ducote, like on the feet. Lupe Godinez went in there sharp, man, and won that fight.
Yeah, she did look very good, I thought. Especially against Ducote. I think Ducote needs to learn how to pull the trigger a little bit.
Absolutely.
And just step in there with a big shot because she looked tentative. And I think Lupe was coming in on a couple weeks notice, if I'm not mistaken. She wasn't.
Because it was at catch weight.
Yeah, it was at a catch weight. So that's just kind of what I was thinking about it. And I don't really see Ducote going far if she doesn't figure out how to pull the trigger.
Yeah, I think she was shocked by because I've been looking at Lupe since she got into the UFC, and Lupe's a wrestler, bro. Like Lupe's a wrestler. That's what she shows us fight after fight after fight. And I think Emily Ducote was surprised by the speed of Lupe's hands. Like Lupe showed us, I'm gonna put it like this. Long story short, Lupe showed us something in there last night that you would not have gotten from any fight that she's had so far in the UFC. If you watch all of Lupe's fights, you would not expect Lupe to come out the way she came out with fast, accurate strikes, good hooks, landing, backing Emily Ducote up. Like she showed us something last night. So, I was kind of letting Lupe fade into the background, you know what I'm saying, when I was thinking, because she came in hot and then she kind of fizzled out, especially when she lost to Angela Hill, you know what I'm saying? But, Lupe like, okay, I'm back, you know what I'm saying? That was a great fucking step forward for Lupe Godinez.
It was.
Yeah.
She did look very good. I don't really know what the next step is for her.
Yeah.
maybe some top 15 action because she is, I think, on a 2-fight streak. So,
Yeah.
um, they shouldn't give her Angela Hill, but Tabitha Ricci, something like that.
Well, Tabitha's fighting
Luana
Jillian
Pinheiro.
Robertson, so
Oh yeah, that's
maybe
right.
like a Carolina.
That's I don't know. I think they want to try and build Karolina Kowalkiewicz up. So that's kind of my. I mean, they already have with the 3 fights, so I think Kowalkiewicz might be looking for ranked competition. I wouldn't be
That's
surprised if
true.
Kowalkiewicz goes up against Angela Hill.
That would be a
So
rematch, wouldn't it? Didn't they fight before?
I want to say
I
they
think
did
she
fight. Let me
beat
look.
Angela Hill. Let me look real quick. Let me make sure because I feel like that fight
I'm on
already
it right
happened.
now.
But I mean, to be honest though,
They never
Karolina
fought.
Kowalkiewicz, they never fought.
No, they never fought.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm looking at it
Damn,
right
you're
now.
right. You're absolutely right. Damn, how did they avoid each other for so long? That's crazy. Wow. I thought they fought before. Damn, they've avoided each other all these years in the UFC, dude. That's wild because Angela Hill fights everybody. All
Yeah.
right. Yeah. So Robot Chicken Wing said that Lupe Godinez should fight the winner of Baby Shark versus Jillian Robertson. I mean, that's a good fight. That's a good
We'll
fight.
see what
You know,
happens.
we'll see what happens there. Yeah. Okay. Robot said no. Hill won. Okay. What are you talking about?
I
Anyways,
am on the Wikipedia
no,
page right now. I don't think they ever
no,
fought.
she did. They never fought. So Jacob is correct. They didn't fight. They hadn't fought yet. Okay, so maybe what's that called when you think something happened and it didn't?
Imposter syndrome?
No, something else. Something
Deja
effect.
vu.
Mandela effect. The Mandela effect.
Mandela effect.
All right, so Jacob, this is one of the ones that I was interested to hear you talk about. Edmund Shabazian versus Anthony Hernandez. Break that down to us,
Yeah.
Jacob, because what happened?
Shabazian was piecing him up a bit in the first round. And then Hernandez took it down to the ground. Hernandez reminds me of Colby Covington in the sense that if he realize he's just relentless with takedowns. He doesn't just give up, go back to the feet, and then do it again. He just tries to switch his position up. So he never gave Shabazian a break. Shabazian was gassed after the first, and he was even more gassed after the second.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying the fight should have been stopped, but you knew after the second round that it wasn't going to last very much longer.
Yeah.
And then lo and behold, a minute into the third, that's exactly what happened. So I don't think.
Man. Go ahead.
I don't think it didn't surprise me. I know they're trying to build Edmund Shabazian up again, but you can't build him up against a grappler like that. You saw what happened when he fought Derek Brunson and Nasruddin Imavov and Jack Hermanson. Like,
listen at the look at the image. Yeah, listen. Hold on, Jacob. I don't mean to interrupt you guys, but Jacob Janowski always had a fucking knack for that fucking MMA memory, dude. Like, bro, I have to give you credit on that. Your MMA memory is some of the greatest MMA memory that I've ever come across, bro. Go ahead, though. Go ahead.
And it's like, he got mauled against Brunson. I'll never forget that one. That was a beating. I remember that was the main event, but
yeah, that was a main event.
yeah, Sean Strickland. He won the first round against Sean Strickland, but Sean Strickland figured it out and held him there the next 2 rounds and beat him up pretty badly. And it's like, I mean, Imamov knocked him out, but I forget, he fought someone. I forget his name, but he won that one. But then you put him up against a grappler on Hernandez, but you want to build him up. It doesn't make sense to me. You got to put him up against a striker because, I mean, he's never going to learn if you don't put him up against a grappler. But it seems like he hasn't learned.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I just haven't really seen like he beat Dalcha Lungim, however you say that guy's name. He beat that guy and he beat Brad Tavares. Yeah, he's got a hard. I can't really say his name. Lungiambula, yeah, that guy. He beat that guy, you know what I'm saying? He went on a nice little run, you know what I'm saying? Like he went on a nice little run in the UFC when he first came out, coming off the Contender Series, and he ratted off what? After the Contender Series, he ratted off 4 wins in a row, bro. And then he lost 3, won 1, lost 1. So, he's had some good wins in the UFC, man, but as his competition rises, I mean, look at who he's lost to. He's only losing to high-level people, which I get it, but he lost to Derek Brunson, Jack Hermanson, Anthony Hernandez, Nasruddin, he's lost to some high-level guys, but I feel like he's in a point, he's in a spot with a lot of fighters, I don't have to add him to that bunch of fighters, those young fighters that just need to evolve. Like Edmund Shabazian is big, he's long, he can be dangerous in there, and he likes to go out there, but his cardio let him down this time, like he just it was just a bunch of things, his skill level, his what am I looking for? His game plan was bad in this fight. Like if he knew he didn't have the cardio, you should have started a little more methodical, a little more technical, instead of just going after him. I mean, just went after him like that. And then he was spent for the rest of the fight. That was wild.
Or maybe he knew that Hernandez would just, I think the best chance for him to win was at the beginning of that fight.
Yeah.
If you really think about it. So, I mean, you can't blame him.
No, Combo. That wasn't Shabazian. That was a fight on the prelims where that was Orion Cosey. Orion Cosey hurt his rib the round before, and then Gilbert Urbina come out and kicked him to the body, and he couldn't take, because he already was in. He told his coaches between rounds that he was injured, that he had something was going on with his ribs, and then dude come out and just kicked him to the body. Dude didn't even know he was hurt, kicked him to the body, and that's all he could take. But I think it's him with the broken rib. He's got a broken rib, I think. But Shabazian, I haven't heard anything about Shabazian having a broken rib.
Shabazian said something in his corner like, "Oh, I got a broken rib."
Damn, so we had 2 broken ribs?
I don't know, but
oh, well, the other dude, he said it between rounds. It wasn't Shabazian that I heard say that, but that they were talking about. But dude said he had a rib injury, and then that dude, Gilbert Urbina, he fucking came out and kicked him to the body, and down went Orion Cosey. Like, that's what happened. Anyways, what were we talking? We were talking about the Shabazian fight. What were you saying, Jacob? My bad, bro.
I don't remember what I was saying, but it was just like I think deep down we all knew Hernandez was going to take this down and just do his thing. And Shabazian's only 25 too.
Yeah, he's young as hell, dude.
I mean, he was my age when he had his first main event, which is crazy. But I don't know. So we'll see what happens there.
Yeah,
I don't even know who Shabazian should face next. Hernandez.
That's what I was getting ready to say, dude. Like,
but I don't know. He's got to go to the lab and figure some stuff out.
I mean, at this point, he's gonna have to fight somebody who's in the same boat as he in. Maybe like a what's dude's name? Gerald Meerschaert, or somebody who just recently lost. That's in that same division.
Meerschaert's gonna grapple him.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, yeah, you're right. I mean, yeah, so it's hard. It is kind of hard to say who he should fight next. I mean, but maybe Edmund Shabazian should go up a weight class, because 185, they're grappler heavy, bro. Like that's what he's gonna keep running into at 185.
He's so small at light heavyweight.
You think so?
So small at light heavyweight. Yes, absolutely.
What's up, Tehran?
185.
Yeah, bro, but I mean, if you can't grapple and you're fighting at 185, that's not good, dude. Like that's like
go
ahead.
But the thing is, the top of that division doesn't have that much grappling. Who's the best grappler in the top 5? Robert Whitaker, Marvin Vettori?
Okay, yeah. But the path to the top 5, you have to learn how to do everything, because when you get to number 5, and then when you get to the top 5 at 185, you got well-rounded fighters. You got Paulo Costa, Marvin Vettori is a great wrestler. Robert Whitaker can do everything. You know what I'm saying? So but the path to that at 185 is very grappler heavy.
Who knows?
That's what I'm saying.
He's got to go to the lab, bro.
Yeah. He got to do something. He got to do something, man. He got to go train with somebody and do something. Robot says Edmund is first round bust.
I agree. I 100% agree.
Dude.
I mean, Brad Tavares, first round head kick. Jack Marshman, first round rear naked choke. Charles Bird, first round TKO. Split decision against Darren Stewart. First round TKO against Antonio Jones. Then when he beat Lungiambula, second round, 440, 2 minutes, 441 in the second round.
Bro, he's only won 2 fights that went past the first round.
Yeah, in the UFC.
Every other
2 fights
fight
total. Even before he came to the UFC, he won all of his fights in the first round.
That's what I'm saying. He's only won 2 fights that's went past the first round, and that was against Darren Stewart and Dalcha Lungiambula. The rest of his wins were first round fights. So that's probably that's why the commentators and shit always say, that's why they always say, let's see how he goes in the deep water. You know what I'm saying? Because, and obviously we can see Edmund Shabazian. He's not a 3-round fighter, bro. He's not a 3-round fighter. He's really not. Like, let's be real. He's not a 3-round fighter, bro. Because everything he's done is ended so fast. Every time somebody look at his record. Every time somebody pulls this guy past round 1, the chances are he loses. Derek Brunson beat him by TKO in the 3rd round. Jack Hermanson, beat him by decision, drug him in the deep waters. That was a terrible fight for Edmund Shabazian. And then Nasruddin Imavov. Say it again.
Horrible matchup.
Yeah. And then in round 2, Nasruddin Imavov finishes him with a TKO. And then look at Anthony Hernandez. Round 3 stoppage. Like, every time this guy goes past, his kryptonite is deep water, bro. He can't swim.
Yeah. I say we head to this main event.
Wait a minute, real quick. Edmund can fight Jamie Pickett next. No, I got Jamie Pickett in that one. Chidi versus Edmund, that would be a war on the feet.
How about Bo Nickel?
Yikes. You talking about horrible matchups. I suggested Gerald Mershaw, and then you gonna suggest Bo Nickel?
I'm just messing with you.
You said no to Gerald Mershaw.
That'd be criminal.
Yeah, that'd be criminal. All right, so moving on to the main event.
Just get him a striker. Let him get his confidence up.
Give him a striker, bro. Yes.
That's all I have to
say. Give him a regional champion that you guys just suck up to the UFC. Like, give him a regional champion somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, and let that guy let Octagon MMA or Cage Warriors or let somebody's middleweight champion come up and fight him, bro. And let this guy get some confidence back in the UFC, bro. Like, that's probably what'll end up happening for somebody like Shabazian. They're gonna try to feed him a win, but it is what it is. So let's go to the main event, which served some heat. One of the best fight night main events in a while, actually. If you want to be 100% honest. Let's go to Angela Hill versus Mackenzie Dern. Jacob, I'm gonna let you lead the way, my guy.
Nothing much surprised me, to be honest. Dern did look a little more confident in striking, so I'll give her that. Angela Hill looked like she was 38. Like, I've always given her credit for fighting younger than she is, like, body-wise, but looking at her striking yesterday, she seemed like she looked older. Like, it looked stiffer. It wasn't as fluid than what I had previously seen from her. That's just from what I remember, at least. I love Angela Hill. She brings heat every single time. She's one of my favorite female fighters for sure. But I mean, when it got to the ground, I got to give Hill credit. She was tough, and I don't like giving people credit when they're tough because, okay, Anthony Smith, tough. Angela Hill, tough. They're all in that same realm. And it's just like, okay, you're tough, but do you win fights?
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
question. And Hill's what, 15-14?
Yeah.
So there comes a point where I think she has to realize, like, look, I'm not going to get this belt. And she's only lost to the best. I get it. But I don't see any point in her really continuing because she's just going to get hurt. And she was a step behind all yesterday. A step behind. So, I mean, credit to Mackenzie Dern. She looked phenomenal. Her grappling looked great. I think she should fight Andrade next. That's my opinion. So, I don't know. That's just my
Been wanting
opinion.
to see that. Been wanting to see that. Been wanting to see that for a long time. Andrade versus Mackenzie Dern. I've been wanting to see that for a long time. I think Angela Hill was. I'm gonna be honest with you. I can see why you say what you say, Jacob, and that's a great synopsis of the fight. But I'm gonna have to say Angela Hill was prepared to fight Mackenzie Dern. Let me put it like that. You know what I'm saying? Like Angela Hill has a knack for making people who go on to fight for the belt or to become a top 5 contender. Angela Hill has a way of making those fighters look below average or below what they look now when she fights them. You know what I'm saying? Amanda Lemos is fighting for the belt. Look at the fight with Angela Hill and Amanda Lemos. Like Amanda Lemos struggled to beat Angela Hill. You know what I'm saying? Like she didn't convincingly beat Angela Hill. Some people said Angela Hill won that fight. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's just for an example. But as far as the submission defense and stuff like that, Angela Hill definitely was prepared for the ground transitions, the groundwork in that fight. So I got to give her credit for that. I think the biggest thing I don't think the ground game was any kind of surprise for Angela Hill. Like I said, she was prepared for that. I think what caught Angela Hill off guard was the striking from Mackenzie Dern, the speed and the power. We haven't seen Mackenzie Dern. I've been preaching for a long time, Jacob. I say all the time, that Mackenzie Dern's got power in her hands. But her last few fights, she hasn't utilized that tool correctly because she's failed to set that up. You know what I'm saying? Everybody knows Mackenzie Dern wings right hands, but everybody can see the shit coming too. You know what I'm saying? So Mackenzie just fired off on Angela Hill on the feet, man. And Angela Hill, like she dropped Angela Hill. Like if Mackenzie Dern can be that fluid and that accurate and that committed and that confident in her striking moving forward, Mackenzie Dern will be hell. But she is inconsistent with that. I have to say, like, when she first got with Perillo, right off the bat against Verna Jandiroba, we saw great attack, stand-up attacks from Mackenzie Dern. We were like, okay, boom, she's with Perillo. She looks better. Then in the next couple of fights, it kind of fell flat a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Marina Rodriguez, it didn't look good. When Marina started hitting Mackenzie Dern, she fell apart in rounds 2 and 3. Then she did that against Yan Xiaonan too. Beat Tisha Torres, you know what I'm saying? But Yan Xiaonan, the mother fight, she fell flat after round 1. This fight right here, her confidence went from round 1 all the way through round 3. And that's the Mackenzie Dern we needed to see. Maybe it's the stuff she talked about during fight week, getting a divorce. Maybe we don't know. Maybe she was in a toxic relationship, bro. We don't know what was going on behind the scenes with Mackenzie Dern. You know what I'm saying? We don't know, but she's very private with her shit. But long story short, if this Mackenzie Dern stays like this going forward, Mackenzie Dern is a threat, bro. She's a threat.
Yeah. I just want to see her have a stiff jab. We call it after the I mean like a stiff jab, like
yes,
someone comes in, boom, boom.
Yes,
because that would set up so much for her. I think that'd be one of the best things.
Yeah, that's a huge tool that she could utilize, bro. You're right. No, you're absolutely right. If Mackenzie could, because she knows how to generate power. Put it like that. Like she knows how to generate power with her fist. A stiff jab, dude. If she could just, like you said, a stiff jab. If she could stick a stiff jab in some of these people's face, bro, like she can hurt them, bro. Because she was snapping Angela Hill's head back, bro. But Angela Hill, credit to Angela Hill, you know what I'm saying? In some of those exchanges, Angela Hill was tagging Mackenzie Dern too. You know what I'm saying? Like Mackenzie got tagged. Angela Hill met Mackenzie Dern a few times coming into that distance. Like Mackenzie got snapped back too. So I mean, it was a good fight, man. I enjoyed it. What's next for Dern? She calls out a rematch with Yan Xiaonan, and then she calls out Rose Namajunas. I think the Rose Namajunas was the real call out. But how do you feel about that?
Rose would be a good fight. I really do think Andrade is the logical next step.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You did say Andrade. That's right.
I don't know what Rose. I don't know what's up with her, but Yan Xiaonan's next in line for the title shot, probably. Oh,
I think that's why Mackenzie was like a rematch with Yan, because Mackenzie wants to go in there and beat Yan and take that spot, take that next title shot. You know what I'm saying? Spot right there. You know, I kind of strategic, a little bit of strategy there. I get it.
Yeah. So we'll see.
What do you think about?
Xiaonan should fight until she gets the title shot.
You think she should hold out?
Yeah, she should hold out.
You know, Dana don't like that though.
Hope Zhang wins, then have that fight in China.
What you talking about you talking about the Zhang Weili and Xiaonan fight?
Yeah, I think Zhang should beat Lemos.
You think she beats Amanda Lemos?
Yes.
Oh, dude, I think Lemos sparks her, bro. I think Lemos, yeah, dude. I think she sparked Zhang Weili, bro.
I mean, we'll see what happens.
What happens? Yeah. That's a good fight, bro. But that fight in China is massive. That's a massive, massive, massive fight in China, bro. Oof. But that's good for China, though. That's good for China to have two women competing for a world championship belt. That's huge for China. That shows how far China could be the next Mexico. Song Yadong might go in there and win the belt one day. Who knows? Maybe what's his name that fought Li Jingliang? Is he from China?
Leach is from China.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, got Li Jingliang, could turn it around. Who knows? But anyways, Jacob, let me know what you're looking forward to and give me your closing thoughts, my guy.
Next, I'm looking forward to Kai Kara France versus Amir Albazi in a main event. Finally, a flyweight men's main event, so that'll be fun. Yep. Albazi's a dark horse in that division.
Yep.
Next pay-per-view, I'm not really looking forward too much. I like Amanda Nunes a lot, but there's just not much name value on there. Just a little bit of sacrifice for the latter half of the year when it comes to pay-per-view stuff. But I don't know. I'm excited.
This guy.
This was a solid card. Sleeper card for sure. Not all these cards like this are going to be as exciting as this, so a little bit of a blessing. But we'll see. It'll be a fun latter half of the year for MMA.
Yeah. Looking forward to seeing. Me and a couple guys have been talking a lot about strawweight actually here lately. So Tatiana Suarez versus Vina Jandiroba was just announced. That is a great with what's different about Tatiana Suarez's return is before we were like, Tatiana Suarez is going to blow through this girl, and it's still like that now. It's still like that now, but some of these matchups that Tatiana is going to be reintroduced to, this new breed of strawweights, you got to raise an eyebrow sometimes at some of these matchups that's ahead, of Tatiana Suarez. So, I'm still picking Tatiana Suarez, to dominate the fight, but Virna Jandiroba can be real scary. She can be not scary, but she can present real problems for Tatiana Suarez in there, if the stars align for Vina Jandiroba, So
yeah,
we'll see. That's really what I'm looking forward to. I'm seeing if Irene Aldana's, if she can, do something in there against Amanda Nunes. Let's see how that fight plays out. Of course, you got Pena in the background, yada, yada, yada. So, Yeah, we'll see, man. But yeah, let everybody know where they can find you, Jacob, and where to subscribe, my friend.
You can just look up Throwing Hands podcast on YouTube, subscribe there. And if you look up Throwing Hands, basically on any podcast platform, you'll find it.
Yes, sir. My boy Jacob is everywhere, guys. The CEO of Throwing Hands podcast. And yeah, it is what it is, guys. But of course, your boy BJ signing off. No Filter MMA. Smash that like button, smash that dislike button. And if you guys haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Your boy is out.